quickly talk about Data Lab, which is the Google Cloud Platform's version of Jupyter or Anaconda, an environment where you can interactively execute code notebooks. Jupyter or IPython are exactly this, notebooks for running code. The way Data Lab works is via a container which is running on a VM instance. To run your code, you'll need to connect to this container, this Data Lab container on the cloud from your browser. There are a few interesting bits about notebooks and Data Lab which are worth keeping in mind. Notebooks have become incredibly popular for passing code around because they are far better than text files. They include the code as well as documentation in the form of markdowns and even the results. Those results could be text, images, or HTML or JavaScript. All of these makes them really convenient, and it's an added convenience that notebooks can now be stored in cloud storage. This is linked to a Git repository. An option that you can take advantage of is to clone that notebook from the cloud storage repository to your VM's persistent disk. You do need to keep in mind that this is a clone. This clone becomes your workspace in which you will add, remove, or modify files. These notebooks will be auto saved, but if that persistent disk gets deleted and if you've not committed your code to Git, then all of your changes will be lost. Just keep this in mind. The whole point of a Data Lab notebook is to write code which can then access other GCP services, BigQuery, Cloud ML, and so on. This access is going to happen via a service account which needs to be authorized accordingly. If you use Jupyter or Anaconda for IPython's notebooks, you've seen that there is something known as a kernel. Opening a notebook basically starts up a backend kernel process which will manage the session and its variables. Each notebook in Data Lab has one Python kernel, so if you have n notebooks, you will be running n processes. Remember that kernels are single threaded. This means that your application is going to be really memory heavy. If execution is slow, you might want to change your machine type in order to improve performance. As we shall see during the course of the labs, there are multiple different ways of connecting to Data Lab, starting with the G-Cloud SDK. Here, the Docker container will run in a Compute Engine instance and you will be connecting to it through an SSH tunnel. You could also use the Cloud Shell command line interface to achieve the same effect. Here again, the Docker container is running on a Compute Engine VM instance and you are connecting to it, but this time through Cloud Shell rather than through SSH. And the last way of connecting to Data Lab is via your local machine. In this way, you are going to run the Docker container on your local machine. And so it clearly must have Docker installed.